All right, so like getting into the morning, we were live this morning. It was, what's your major? I am a entrepreneurship, new venture development with a double minor in marketing and management. But getting back into this, had a loser at the beginning of the session. It was a smidge before 840, but I liked the volatility. It was super, super high. But like I said, jumped the gun a little bit. We were coming up into this -2 to -2.5 standard deviation. We got a clean move off of it. We inversed a 1 minute fair value gap. Let me pull this over here. Right here. We inversed a 1 minute fair value gap. We were within this huge fair value gap from CPI. But like I said, I did jump the gun a little bit on this one, but that's perfectly fine. Had this setup had been, say, after 940, I would 1000% take this again. This is a really good setup to me. Inversing 1 minute inefficiencies with a clean scalp setup on the 30-second. This was a 30-second, by the way. Actually, I'll bump up just for the people that it may be confusing. This is 30-second one right here. We broke that low right there, inversed that 1 minute, would have got tagged in right there. And as you can see how strong this volatility was in the morning. It made me happy, but at the same time, you're playing with fire with that kind. But besides the point, that was the only loser that we had in AM session. And like I said, we did kind of jump the gun a little bit on that. But moving forward, it is what it is. It's a game of probabilities. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But the next setup we did take was, I believe, right here at, right here. We had a clean little 15-second setup. We displaced below this low right here. Got a clean little fair value gap. Got tagged in on the second candle. And then this one was a TP break even this morning. We did have quite a bit of TP break evens in AM, likely due to how strong volatility was, or just overall because we were already experienced quite a big move. So when we have a big move, what can we expect is a little bit of chop as expected. And as you can see, we did get caught up right here, but this one was a TP break even. It did go 10 points. And then the next setup we did take was, I believe, was it this first one or second one? I'm trying to remember because I know one of these was going to be an example. Yeah, this first one. So we displaced above this high right here, started to get like a little flip right here. Displaced above that, would have been tagged in right on that first candle, and this one did go 8 points. Yet another TP break even for the AM session. And we also did have this 1 minute fair value gap right down here, right below us. We came back into it right here, started dabbling around in it. Price chopped for a tad right there, and we started to get a clean move out of it. This is a really good example of like a good quality setup, if that makes sense. This is in a sense an A+ because we were coming out of this 1 minute bullish fair value gap right here. Even though we did close below it, we quickly closed back right above and started to displace back out of it. So that's telling me it's being respected, as well as we had these relative equal highs right up here, which could be used as a target for price. And even though we wouldn't have got filled right here, I think it was about 2 ticks away. This is still a really good example to study and kind of ingrain in your mind. And then the next one, this one was a little bit of a toss-up because on the 1 minute we had, let me scoot over. On the 1 minute, we were starting to come down into a 1 minute bullish fair value gap. Even though structure was flipping bearish, we had a clean little CISD right here. Usually when we start to get down here in discount of this little range right here, you can expect lower probable setups, as well as we had just inversed this 1 minute fair value gap. So that's automatically going to make it a 50-50 for me, just because we are bouncing between a bullish and a bearish, because we did get quite a few wikis right here, as you can see. But this one would have been really tight for value gap. We displaced below this low right here, just barely by a couple ticks. Left a little fair value gap up here, and you would have been tagged in right there. And this also goes along with what I was saying future-wise. If there was not a 1 minute fair value gap here or over here, like I was saying, I believe in yesterday's stream, when we have equal highs put in, when I disregard them is when we close below a higher time frame 1 minute inefficiency. Does that make sense? And then this next one, this was a full TP for us this morning. This was that one I posted on Twitter. Quite literally the fastest scalp I've ever had in my life. I think it was a solid 15 seconds, if I remember correctly. Isn't that right, Art? 15 seconds. But right here, obviously, we're starting to continue down, respecting bearish PD raise, overall bearish structure. and we get this 30-second setup right here, displaced below this low. We did have this low, these two lows, stacked lows right down here, so that's going to automatically be a magnet for me just because they're so relative, and overall this is looking like buy side and sell side of the curve, so we can expect this to continue down and take out those lows. And as you can see right here, we would have been tagged in right on that second candle, and then this one immediately just dumped to what did it go? 13.75 points right there. Yeah, 13.75, and then get back down to the 15-second. 15-second, I believe. So yeah, that was that 30-second play. This was the last one we took in the morning session. It was another TP break even, but overall it was a good play. We did have this very obvious sell side level right down here. You can see very sloppy delivery in my opinion, and just chopped and then nuked. But this one right here, we displaced below this low right here. We do have some relative highs up here, but overall structure is still bearish. So I'm expecting us to meet sell side before taking buy side. But we would have been tagged in right there on that first candle. This one did just chop, wick, and then it did go 6.25 points. So that would have been a TP break even before it went down to 13.75 points. And then those are a little bit after. Those were examples. They were still winners, but not really good ones to study. This is a really good one. This is a really good one. Usually, sometimes when we get this kind of big of a move right here, and you're looking at the 5-minute, on the 5-minute, we had just inverse. Let me bump up. I hate how I can't just set it on a specific time. Drives me crazy. So we just inversed this 5-minute bearish fair value gap right there. So with that being said, we're expecting all these little 1-minute fair value gaps or 15-second fair value gaps, as well as some 1-minute ones, to be saved for later and treated as breakaway gaps. As you can see right here with this one, like I said, we had just inversed that 5-minute right there. We repriced off this fair value gap right here, displaced above this high right there. Shift tool's not working. Displaced above that high right there, would have been tagged in on the first candle, and then this one just absolutely nuked up to 18 points. I think it went 22.75 points. That was kind of the start of the PM. And then this one's a little bit, I mean, it's still a okay setup. I personally would have never taken it just because how steep of a premium we are, especially on this leg, just measuring this. This is kind of like what I like to do. Let me go do this real quick. Like you can see right here, we're at like the top quarter of this current structure area. But in general, still for study reasons, right here, we repriced off this 15-second. I do believe we had something on the 1-minute. I don't remember. Where is it? I don't remember. We had like a little CISD continuation right there. But in essence, we repriced off this 15-second, displaced up, had our clean break right there. Would have been tagged in on that first candle, and then this one did go 7.25 points. And then getting into the clean setups for PM, that was a discretionary trade I took. I told you I wasn't gonna. I told ARK I wasn't gonna show an example because I don't want to give y'all certain habits. But this one that ARK took was beautiful. This one in PM. This is the one he took. I took the one right after. On the 1-minute, we had just inversed this 1-minute fair value gap right here, and then we had some stacked highs all right up here. Beautiful. Anytime I see stacked highs like this, I'm immediately going to look at those as a possible target, especially when overall structure is bullish. But mainly for this setup, like I said, we had inversed that 1-minute. This can be deemed kind of as an A+ because it works in congruence with just how the coming out of a fair value gap and then displacing up and getting a scalp setup. It's the same thing, especially with inverses. But we displace above this high, get our fair value gap created in there. Would have been tagged in on the first candle. This one did just start ripping. Started to stall a little bit up here, but did end up going 16.5 points. We started to retrace a little bit back into the range. This was the play that I had took. We came back down to that inverse right over here. We closed barely under it on the 1-minute. Very, very unenergetic move under it. So that was kind of automatically a signal that if we do come out of this and get a clean scalp setup, absolutely count me in. So we get this one right here. This one would not have filled you. But right after, we do get a very, very clean scalp setup. This is the one I did take in PM. Right here, we would have been tagged in on the second candle. And then what I did here was I took one off at 12, and then I left a runner to run up. Ultimately, I was targeting this high right here, right at 16.95675. But so basically what I was doing was once it got to 12, I was literally just dragging my stop like right under price like this. And I got way too tight to it. And right when it repriced into this fair value gap right here is where I got stopped in profit. But I mean, it's part of it. I mean, I got stopped in profit. Who cares with a running contract? So, I mean, hindsight, yeah, it went 23 points, but I still secured profit. And that's ultimately what matters here. And then we did have another clean. This is the one we both kind of agreed. This is a good example of also equal highs right here, right? We have these equal highs put in here, but once we break through this 1 minute inverse right here, that's automatically telling me that this is more than likely going to be safer later. And we just so happen to get a little scalp setup right here. We displaced below that low. We have some stacked equal lows right here, as well as that sell side level. So automatically that's, to me, going to act as a magnet for price. And as you can see, this one, you would have been, I think, one tick in drawdown. So actually not even drawdown just because it's spread. So you would have been 0 drawdown on this, and then this one just absolutely nuked down to 22.5 points. And then this is another good inversion example. We had this 1 minute inversion. Let me scroll over here. We inverse this 1 minute fair value gap. We get a scalp setup presented on that displacement candle. We break that low. We break this low right there. Not that two matters, but just both lows are present there. So I'll mark them out. And then this one, you wouldn't have been tagged in on the second candle, but I'm strictly using this as an inverse example. So y'all can get some more visualization. Golly, I can't even talk right now, of like what to look for. Even though it wouldn't have been filled, it's still a really good example to study. And I believe that is it for PM sesh and AM sesh. So now, any questions y'all have regarding some certain setups, let me know, and I'll cover them. Time or the floor is yours. I'm honestly not expecting too many questions today because there really wasn't many valid losers at all if you're following the rules. Besides that one that we took in AM, there's really nothing that was telling me that was invalid or like a valid loser. Oh, yeah. 10-4 EST, so 9:46. Is that the one that did I cover that or not? Yeah. Was it that one? No, that's 9-4. Oh, this one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. I know some people did take that. Yep, some people did take that. This one broke right there. Did have equal lows, equal highs, stacked equal highs. I will never take this. Unless, like, obviously, like, this is like a super, super sloppy power of three. I remember saying that, like, on live. I was like, dude, this is whack. This is whack. I want to target draw when it played out. Yeah. That's good for you, though. I mean, being able to control yourself, because a lot of people, they'll see that and be like, oh, but I mean, think about it right after we had that play and then that play. You know what I mean? I have 10 25Ks and I'm worried about the trailing drawdown. Don't do 3 minis with 25Ks. Do not do 3 minis with 25Ks. Yeah, do micros, 100%. 3 minis, I think one loss, you'd be screwed. I don't remember what the DD is on 25Ks. Do you ever see? Yeah, about that morning one. Like I said, volatility was high. We were literally, how many minutes after open was it? 8:30. We would have been tagged in 3 minutes after open. That's on me. I should, first off, I mean, I can say that, I mean, like I was saying, If this was after 940, 1000% I will take this. This is almost identical to those inversion examples that I was explaining earlier. But understanding usually what happens at the opening bell is we'll have that Judas. And usually a Judas will not be that. Especially when overall you're bearish on the day, you're going to expect a continuation up to take out some buy side, which is what happened here. We did have some bearish SMT right here. I believe it was either YM or ES had taken one of these highs. And that's something that's kind of on my end of jumping the gun when it was not necessary. But, I mean, I'll accept it because, I mean, it's a loser is a loser. You're never going to win every single trade. You know what I mean? Equal lows, equal highs that are farther apart, say like on 1 minute or 15 second, you think it's more higher probability to get hit more so than 15? Yes, 100%. If there's like very, very obvious like equal lows or equal highs on like a 1 minute, I mean, I'd say so. What's your usual risk percentage allowed to draw? Like, no. Usually if I have 2 losses, consecutive losses, I'll call it a day. I'm not setting myself up. Not that this model has ever had 10 losses in a row when traded right, but like, God forbid there's one day it does. I'd be done after 2 consecutive losses. Yeah, usually what we'll do is 2 losses in a like consecutively, call it a day, come back tomorrow, go study the setups, deem if they were actually good quality ones, and then study the other setups that were presented. And then like, I completely missed that part. Are you like PAs or evals? PA? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. That's good protocol. Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. That's what yeah, exactly. That's what I like about this specific model is that it works very, very well with Apex drawdown. Very, very well. The reason why I asked that question maybe might make sense to take position. Maybe half. See, that's something I'm thinking. Like, obviously we have A+ setup, but like I want to identify like a like these. Where is it? I'm gonna go back to it. Oh, I got an alert for DXY crossing. What did I set an alert for? Oh. Interesting. No. All right, back to this. But like these kind of setups, right? Maybe throw like a couple micros on them if you're on like a higher amount eval or PA. Couple micros, like why not? You know. But like at the same time, I don't want y'all building that bad habit. But like understand that these kind of setups should be very, very light risk. You don't want to set yourself up because we automatically know these are going to be lower probability, right? So there's no sense in over risking or doing your normal risk on these when you have very low conviction. In all honesty, like I personally still wouldn't take it because like a couple micros or tight stop. I mean, yeah, I mean, how much room was here? Yeah, so these equal highs were 13 points high. Yeah, honestly, you know what? Like, if you have like these kind of entries and there's like some equal highs, just sure, why not? Just do some really, really tight stops or something. Look at 1410 CST or EST. Become the liquidity. Yeah, literally. 1410 EST, so 1310. No, I'm never ever going to Eastern time. Ever. Oh, CST? Dude, I tried to do EST and it screwed everything up. Like I would think like I would read my own clock wrong. Like I'd start reading my own clock wrong because I'd spend too much time on the charts and it's like stuck in my head. And yeah, I was like, I can't do this. I got to go back to CST. Yeah, no, legit. Perfect. Yeah. See, don't be. I'm not scared. I'll see you tomorrow, Magic. You said 1410 CST. Yeah, that example. That's that one I was talking about with that inverse. You mind if I talk so I don't have to write a bunch? I could not figure out how to be able to let y'all talk because I went to like edit channel and everything, and I literally have on speak, which makes zero sense. Why y'all can't? Let me try this. Save changes. Yeah, that's what it doesn't make sense, man. Yeah, like I literally have it on. So let me see if I can like right click on your. Oh, is that actually a thing? No way. No way. Yeah, I don't see invite to stage. Is it like when I go down to move to and then go to like VIP live? No. Oops, wrong thing. Right. It's push to talk? No way? Really? Yes. Well, Magic's not. Tia, they don't have a mute mic. Yama doesn't either. Oh boy. Is everything about to break loose? How'd you unmute yourself? Oh no. But no one can hear. Let me. What? It says push to talk. Let me do. You think it would be like priority speaker? Can you read off chat to me because I'm in settings? Would it be priority? No, I already have that selected. Wait. Priority speaker is activated by using push to talk priority. Hang on. Try now. I didn't realize that caused push to talk. Did you unmute yourself? What is that? Oh, hang on. If this permission is disabled, remember. All right, I literally have everything set. What the heck, dude? Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. I was screaming it. Yeah, I'm not sure how you invite to stage. Not too sure about that. It doesn't say surprise. Did you figure? What'd you do? I swear if you just figured this out. Oh, I can hear you. That's good. So it wasn't on our end. Let's go. I knew I wasn't going crazy. I was like, dude, I literally have. Yeah, I can hear you. Yep. Yes, I can hear you. Love it. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. $8.47. Was it was it a 30-second or 15? 15-second. Okay, let me bump back down. Why does it keep going to PM? Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. You said 8:45. What? 8:47:45. I see it. Yep. Yeah, let me go over back on the one mat. Where's that at? Yeah, so I remember talking. So this, if you, this is kind of tough because like if you're looking at the 1 minute, it's a super obvious CISD right there, right? Are you familiar with CISD, change in state of delivery? And we've also already inversed. Actually, yeah, like looking back at this now, this is a good setup. This is a good setup. Actually, wait. These two? That one right there. I think because like looking at this right here, me personally, because I'm so used to the 2022 model, right? We have this big open 1 minute for value gap with these equal highs right here. I think I remember saying, I was like, oh, I feel like this is going to be a turtle soup right up here. Like if we came back up into this on like on a low time frame, because when we get a CISD 9 times out of 10, we're going to get a clean little retracement at least up to equilibrium. You know what I mean? So like if we marked out equilibrium right here, say that we started to reprice back up like right there, that equilibrium would have been above those equal lows. Does that make sense? But honestly, now looking at it, since we inversed that 1 minute up there, as well as this previous one on that first play that I got stopped on, which was the equal highs were above that. Now, like looking on this, yeah, I feel like that could be disregarded. That's a good question. I like that. Alrighty, anybody else? We also, yeah, exactly. That little 1 minute breaker right there. It's hard to just not be fixated on equal highs because I've seen it like fail so many times. That's why it's such an important rule to me. And like when I see them, it's just like, ugh. Bad grudges. Yeah, about the turtle soup or whatever. Turtle soup. Yeah, no, I really thought we were going to get a little retracement into there. But again, trade what you see, not what you think. We're all human. Alrighty, any other questions? I'll see you later, Yama. I'll watch the rest on YT. Yeah, I'll get this posted after. See you later, Seth. Good question. Good question, by the way. I really like that. Alrighty, we got some more questions? As expected, I didn't expect a lot today because there were some really quality setups. Yeah, it was a pretty clean day overall. Especially PM. PM was nice. Any opinion on this model for seasonality in the year? So usually right now, the farthest date I have is, I think it was back in July. But usually around that area, especially coming into the holidays, is where we'll experience a lot of volatility, especially when the Vixen is that high. So I think overall, volatility-wise, I think this is smooth. I think the only thing is, as what I don't have any like framework on is when the VXN is in like the 40s, because then these these moves will probably be like that tight. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I still like that, especially like scalping on low time frame with tight stops, because it's going to save you more times than not. But like if you're on 1 minute, I would not, like if you're trading this one on 1 minute, I would not recommend doing like 12 point stuff like that. Yeah. That one. And then I don't remember the other one. Any other questions? You have any input? Or mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. That's why I just wanted to focus, like the couple setups that wouldn't have been filled like in PM. Those are just really, really good examples to study. I'm gonna screenshot this and put it in chat. Yeah. I'm gonna put that in there. Can we look at the 1501 EST equal highs? Yeah. Are you talking about like, wait, what? What one are you talking about? Is this 30-second? We inverse one for yeah, but had to be above. Just trying to nail down when it's okay not to set up. 15-second. That would be 14:01:30 my time. There's some right here. But what's are you talking about, the equal highs put in there or the setup? Like, because I don't. Or are you talking about like kind of going into this setup? If this is what you're talking about, I don't count that as a break. Okay, yeah, this next one, once we got a clean close, because on the 1 minute, let me go back over here. On the 1 minute, that candle right there, that displacement candle, is what like had us the clean close below that 1 minute inverse. So with that being said, that these can, once we close below, like inverse that, then I deem that as valid. Kind of what I was talking about yesterday. But just make sure that we get a clean little close through it like that right there. Strong displacement. And like I was saying, we have these equal lows over here. This price is starting to flip. A little, this looks like a big old middle finger. And then comes back down. Clean close, yeah. So goodness gracious. I don't. That looked like a super big range to me. I guess it's because it was so zoomed in. Still. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I'm gonna, yeah, because actually I do want to look at a little bit at the higher time frames. Yeah. So kind of what I was looking at with DXY is I'm wanting to see how this. That's that alert I had. I want to see how this reacts. Like 15. I think this is a little bit like lower time frame, but we have these stacked equal highs up here. Coming off that, I'm curious if we start to push down to this, then 100%. But it's kind of tough to get. I'm going to look at NQ real quick. Daily. Do we? Ooh, we did close. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that makes me question is right up here, but we go up to the weekly real quick. See, on a weekly, it looks so obvious. Internal to external, you know what I mean? So I'm curious because daily, let's check the 4 hour. Yeah. Weekly looks very nice. Daily is still questionable to me. What about ES? Oh, that's even better on ES. Wait. Yeah. We could just, more than likely, over there. Yeah, it does look pretty clean. I'm not gonna. I hate forming like biases like overnight. I always have to wait till like the morning so I get a feel for it. But overall, I could be in agreement with that for sure. For sure. Alrighty. So wait. So if we inverse and get a clean close, we can discard. Yeah. So like 1 minute wise, again, we're using 1 minute structure, right? If we inverse a clean inverse on a 1 minute for value gap, of course it just completely cleared all my drawings. But right here, as you can see, inverse that. This is going to be saved for later temporarily until we run some sell side. Take out that. Came back up. This is going to act just basically like a roadblock to price. That makes sense? That's why, like, a lot of times when we don't inverse anything like this, and it's just like this, pretend that's not there, there's nothing really holding this from coming up here. Does that make sense? That's why a lot of times it'll just come up and shoop, and then nuke. Alrighty, any other questions? Not looking like it, so we'll probably wrap it up here soon. But any last minute questions, I will answer. What do we have tomorrow? I got PPI tomorrow, 7:30. Should still see some good volatility, so that's good. Obviously not like CPI, but yeah, if it's easier for y'all to like future recaps, now that we figured out the audio thing, if it's easier for y'all to just like hop on mic instead of typing, I am completely okay with that. For SMT between ES and NQ, if ES makes a higher high while NQ does not, what are you looking for? Like next confirmation reversal in NQ. So example, say ES, the CPI was a good example. I'm gonna whatever one like so. Okay, this is telling me that one's stronger. I hope this makes sense. So like say we have a high put in right here, and this is this morning on NQ. We put in this high right here without taking that, but ES has that high, but we took it over here. This is going to be the stronger one. This is going to be the weaker one on the right side. So I'm going to be wanting to entertain the weaker one, as it's going to have a higher likely chance of moving cleaner, quicker, down to the intended direction. Does that make sense? I'll just bump up, honestly. I could probably just pop up ES over here. Here's a good example. Let's go up to, I think it was YM. But like, I'll just use this as kind of like framework. So like that, as opposed to taking that high, this is going to be weaker. And it's going to want to come to this low with speed. Oh, God. That's good. Yeah, and then I'll go over to YM. See? Right here. See that? But I'm always going to entertain the weaker one in regards to SMT. Alrighty. If there's one more question, shoot it my way. But if not, all set. All right, cool. With that being said, I will catch y'all in the morning. Like I said, we do have PPI tomorrow, so volatility will still be good. Probably not near as high as CPI, but should still get some clean movement. So I will catch y'all in the AM. Make sure you study tonight, get some good rest, wake up in the morning, ready to have a good day, and let's kill it. P.S. Full Port Friday. Just kidding. Maybe 30. But yeah, I'll catch y'all in the AM. See ya.